Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Super Wrestling Federation's Saturday Night Power Slam. And take a gander, folks, the Troutbusters have returned to tag team competition. The Living Legend and Trout, the Woodpecker, Brandon Trout, grandson and grandfather, working together yet again for the first time in tag team action since the SWF Halloween Spectacular Face Your Fears, where they defeated the Hellspawners. How will they fare against the tag team they're facing tonight? Let's see who they're facing. Oh, wow. This should be a very interesting tag team. The Barbaric bastard Vonstadt. The Predator. Killer Wasp. These two, along with Brandon Trout, were in the recent 8-man Battle Royal to challenge for the #1 contendership for the SWF World Championship. Vonstadt would eliminate Brandon Trout. Vonstadt would make it to the end with Harriet Harlem before he would be defeated, courtesy of her playing possum and sneaking a pinfall. We know Vonstadt is irate as he was before, but now more so after losing the #1 contendership to Harriet Harlem at the end of the Battle Royal. Brandon Trout desperately wants to win the SWF World Championship. Even though he's only had one shot, he still wants it. He's still trying to climb the mountain. And so are the other two competitors in this match. Ed Trout, normally a referee, a part-time wrestler, recently made his debut back in October in the tag team match where we saw the debut of the Troutbusters. And right now, it looks like Ed Trout is the legal man in. He's going right after Killer Wasp. Axe kick to the back of the head. Oh, smashing both the knees right into the canvas there. The Living Legend Ed Trout. Right now, being outnumbered. Double power bomb by the Brutal Bastard and the Predator. The Barbaric Bastard Vonstadt, the first ever SWF World Champion, desperately wanted to win that Battle Royal to face Luigi Calzone, the man that beat him to become the champion. We've only had 2 champions so far in the SWF history books. Vonstadt, I'm sure, would love to be the first man to hold the championship twice. That would only feed and fuel his ego. He would love to say, I'm the first guy in history to ever hold it twice. Never been done before. Vonstadt is addicted to being the SWF World Champion. The SWF World Championship is his drug. He needs it. He craves it. He's desperate to have it back. And right now, he's got Ed Trout in a very dangerous chokehold there, but Ed Trout manages to escape. Harriet Harlem won the Battle Royal. Challenger. Wait a second. Oh, beautiful tag team work there by the Troutbusters. Did not want to miss that spinning kick by Brandon Trout. Here we go. Back and forth exchange between Vonstadt and Brandon Trout. A strike. An elbow. A strike. An elbow. And down goes Vonstadt. And to follow is Brandon Trout. Exhausted. Takes a kick to the head there. Off the ropes, and big boot takes down Trout. Vonstadt can attack in the Killer Wasp, who recently faced Brandon Trout in singles competition on a recent edition of Saturday Night Power Slam. Trout said that he was very impressed with the in-ring work of the rookie. Killer Wasp wanted to face him one-on-one, and in the end, Killer Wasp would end up being victorious over Brandon Trout. And I imagine right now, Brandon Trout would love to get revenge for losing to this young man. He would love to win this tag team match with none other than his tag team partner, his best friend, his grandfather, the Living Legend Ed Trout.
5 minutes gone.
Here we go, another back and forth contest. In the end, Ed Trout would win with that forearm smash right to the cranium of the Killer Wasp. Wait a second. Ice Mounted Driver by Ed Trout. He's going for the pin now. 1, 2, and oh, Vonstadt gets into the ring, interrupts, and now he's got him in that very dangerous modified submission hold, some kind of variation of the Dragon Sleeper. Not the legal man. Vonstadt being sent back out to the outside by the intern ref. Look at that, going for the pinfall. 1, 2, and looks like Brandon Trout was trying to save his tag team partner, but luckily Ed Trout was able to kick out before. Oh no, once again the tag team work by Vonstadt and the Killer Wasp with the double powerbomb, and now the Anaconda Vice, one of the signature submission holds of Vonstadt, being applied to the neck of Ed Trout, but Brandon Trout comes in to save his grandfather. Beautiful drop kick there by Ed Trout. There we go. Nice tag team work there, yet again, by the Troutbusters, working together. Grandfather and grandson, nice spinning back kick there by Brandon Trout. Elbow taking down Vonstadt. Oh, attempt at a drop kick, but Vonstadt gets out of the way just in time. Elbow to the cranium now. Oh, a strong right punch takes down Brandon Trout with an elbow drop to the back of the head to follow. Irish whip off the ropes and a nice clothesline. Vonstadt screaming to the crowd, screaming to the rafters. Oh, double stomp right to the stomach of Brandon Trout. 1, 2, and... Oh, and Trout with the punch to the face of Vonstadt rescues his tag team partner, Brandon Trout, from potential pinfall loss. Brandon Trout wants nothing more than to be the SWF World Champion. He's never had it. There's only been 2 champions in history. The first being the Barbaric Bastard Vonstadt, the second being the current reigning and defending champion, the Undisputed Ace Luigi Calzone. Harriet Harlan won the Battle Royal. She recently tried her hand at going for the SWF World Championship, but she fell short after taking a brutal Luigi Bomb. There was a showing of respect right before the Luigi Bomb between Harriet Harlan and Luigi Calzone, but in the end, Luigi Calzone would successfully retain the SWF World Championship. And now, with a vacant position for the number 1 contendership for the SWF World Championship, all 4 of these competitors want to put on a good showing to prove that they have what it takes to be a future champion. They get a chance to do some amazing tag team work tonight. We know that these 4, amongst many others on the SWF roster, want to be the next number 1 contender. And until it's decided how we will decide the number 1 contender, the Superstars always try to put on the best matches. They want to be known. They want to be noticed. They want management to say, that's the guy. So they put on the best matches. They work extra hard to be noticed. Everybody wants to be the SWF World Champion. Very rarely does anyone ever win it. We've only had 2 champions so far. We've had so many title defenses. European uppercut there. Winning the championship is a very difficult task. Defending is even harder. But Vonstadt was a very successful champion. Luigi Calzone is a very successful champion so far, with 1 successful title defense under his belt. Look at that! Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker! Brandon Trout, wait a second! He's got the Killer Wasp! Reverse go to sleep! Knee to the back of the head! That could have knocked him unconscious. Wait a second! Going for the pin now! Brandon Trout, 1, 2! Oh, Vonstadt ruined it! But look at that, he's eating a bulldog courtesy of Ed Trout! The Killer Wasp being thrown into the corner! Very dangerous territory! Brandon Trout has him! Wait a second! Brandon Trout gonna do some outside work here! Oh my god, the figure 4 leg lock on the outside of the ring! Oh, Killer Wasp had his legs twisted up like a pretzel. Ed Trout now taunting for the crowd now. Oh, beautiful cutter there by the Killer Wasp. Desperately escaping, tagging in the Barbaric Bastard Vonstadt. Dropkick to the knees. Oh no. Oh, Shining Wizard. Knee to the head of Brandon Trout. Vonstadt looks to capitalize on the downed Brandon Trout, but he's been rescued by his tag team partner, one half of the Troutbusters, the Living Legend Ed Trout. Drops down. Oh, knee. Vonstadt looking frustrated, screaming all the way to the back of the arena. The Anaconda Vice submission hold by Vonstadt applied. Ed Trout saves his partner there, and then goes right after the Killer Wasp, who tries to stop Ed Trout, but only takes an axe kick. Wait a second. Looks like the Troutbusters were going to try to work together on Vonstadt, but Vonstadt able to fight off both members. Choke slam! One of the signature moves of Vonstadt. But Brandon Trout stops that. And he stopped that disrespectful pin. Wait a second! Ice Mountain Driver onto the Killer Wasp! Wait a second! Ice Mountain Driver onto Vonstadt! And Trout going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And Trout picks up the victory for his tag team. The Troutbusters are victorious over Vonstadt and the Killer Wasp. And Trout with an impressive victory. Back-to-back Ice Mountain Drivers. And Trout, Brandon Trout are victorious tonight.